previous times as a freelance writer, you wouldn't have been able to apply for unemployment under that, but because of the CARES Act, you were able, theoretically able to, under what's called the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance.
Yes, and I never expected to get that.
Beginning Tuesday, April 28th, help is on the way. The state will be launching a new website and app known as PUA, or Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, for thousands of Californians who work for themselves.
I mean, if I'm eligible and it's legitimate, I will try. If it's being spread around, it's everybody's money kicking into this, everybody's tax money.
I'm a member of the Cybercrime and Underground team, which, as the name implies, a lot of our focus is on financially motivated criminal activity. Anytime there is a big event in the world, and I say that broadly, that we can expect criminals to try to capitalize on that event.
One more day! Tomorrow we are going to win.
It could be something like a major election in a country. There's always going to be criminals trying to profit off of something that's going on in the world. Unfortunately, many of these fraudsters are using popular messaging platforms such as Telegram, and even sometimes will circulate these advertisements on social media platforms.
There was another chapter of this EDD saga that involved a second vendor, Bank of America. Bank of America was engaged to help provide EDD debit cards to California constituents.
The EDD has introduced the new EDD debit card, a faster, more convenient, and more secure way of receiving those needed benefits.
Now, these debit cards lacked the anti-fraud chip technology that has been standard for the banking industry for years.
We were finding that, of course, folks were receiving this mail and reporting it to us. We were doing probation parole searches at homes and finding significant amounts of mail. Also car pullovers. We would do a vehicle stop and we would contact the suspect, who may have anywhere from 10 to 20 EDD cards on his or her person, and all different folks' names.
Now in Torrance, we have two main banks in our city. One is in downtown Torrance and the other one is up in the north end of our city. And so they decided, we're just going to go set up surveillance on these ATMs and see if we come across anybody. Within the first hour of setting up on surveillance on that ATM, they saw a suspect arrive in a vehicle. He walks over to the ATM, he's acting suspiciously, and they would see him pull out a card, put it in the ATM, and then he would take the cash. Another card, cash, another card, cash. He did this 5 times and then decided to leave, and so they had patrol units in the area make a traffic stop on that subject, and they seized $5,000 in cash along with 5 different EDD cards. They identified one suspect who was basically acting as a middleman for a lot of people.
And the bad guys would walk you through picture by picture or step by step, just detailing, okay, this is the best method that you can do for filing a claim with this specific state.
Saying, hey, I know how the system works. I can get you set up on EDD and get you benefits, but I'm going to charge you a fee. Got search warrants for the hotel room in his vehicle, and in the trunk of his vehicle he had $85,000 in cash. So there was one person in particular who was showing all kinds of video and pictures of him having stacks of cash on the dash of his car, and then bragging about how he's furnishing his house with a brand new refrigerator and buying his mom a Mercedes. But because there was so much evidence, detectives had to rent a U-Haul box truck to go with us on the search warrant. So when we served that search warrant, we ended up seizing all that evidence, which included the refrigerator, the washer and dryer, the laptops, the tablets, the shoes, and even Mom's brand new Mercedes. Mom was not happy about losing her Mercedes.
Hello, this is an NCIC operator calling from El Dorado County, Placerville Jail.
Hi, babe.
Hi.
How's everything going?
One of our colleagues from the North State, one of the elected DAs from Lassen County, had sent an email to kind of a listserv that we have asking if anybody has started seeing EDD fraud within the prison system.
I guess we'll have money, we'll have to sit in the account for a while. Just keep filling out. Like I tell Lori to check it again, see if I'm eligible for any more weeks.
The amount of fraud that we found was astronomical.
First it was, as I said, state prison inmates, then it was jail inmates, and increasingly over time we're learning here in El Dorado County, literally half of the inmates in the jail were collecting unemployment benefits. And that was much the case throughout the jails and the prisons throughout the state of California.
I was interested in knowing who was ripping off the system, or who was making claims, I should say, because not all the inmates, it's not them. It's somebody stealing their name or somebody on the outside using their name. But I was shocked at how, you know, it was Minnie Mouse making a claim or Poopy Britches making a claim.
These cases include the names of notorious convicted murderers, including Scott Peterson, Wesley Shermantine from the Speed Freak Killers, and serial killer Cary Stayner.
And I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
If you talk to her tomorrow, I don't want you too much over this phone, so you might want to tell her she might want to transfer that off her card to something else too.
Okay.
Just, to be safe.
They all knew about it. And when the first time early on, listening to a jail conversation that was recorded, where an inmate is telling his girlfriend how to fill it out, and she expresses reservations and saying, we're going to get caught. This is so easy. There's no way this could be right. And he said, you don't understand. Everyone in here is getting paid. We need to get ours. It's staggering. When you're talking about thousands of convicted felons that are engaged in this behavior.
You were holding a press conference just to sort of get attention to it because nobody was paying attention.
Anne-Marie Schubert, myself, a number of other DAs, we did a press conference for the exact reason you said. No one was paying attention to it.
The EDD Fraud Task Force found inmates within every prison and jail in the state collected unemployment.
It is perhaps and will be one of the biggest fraud of taxpayer dollars in California history.
Well, here we sell, like soup to nuts, I say, cradle to grave merchandise for everyone. Well, we went from closed, we had curbside pickup. We went open till, the traffic was insane. People were coming in with wads of cash. Really, you didn't really have to sell them anything. They were just taking whatever they wanted and going into the cash. It looked like, all of a sudden I said that there was a lottery. They won the lottery. They were certainly renting the best cars in LA. The rentals were hot. You could see more Rolls Royces in LA all of a sudden. It was not unnormal to get a $3,000 sale every 2 hours.
It's crazy that these jewelry stores in Rodeo Drive are having people walk in with staggering amounts of cash and EDD cards to buy things.
There's something up. I'm telling you, this is not normal. If you're on unemployment, how are you buying these slippers from Paris for $125?
Dozens of arrests for identity theft and fraud, not here in Sacramento, but in Beverly Hills.
They fly into the state, they stay in nice hotels, they rent high-end cars, and then they take that money and also go to Rodeo Drive and other areas around town.
We don't have that many luxury brands that are on Rodeo that are American. It's mostly European, French, Italian, British, and they're the ones that benefit. So we were putting money into the Europeans' economy, not the American economy.
Welcome to the Assembly Budget Committee Sub 4 informational hearing on the Employment Development Department. This is our third informational hearing on EDD.
Thank you very much. I'm Mayor Lester Friedman from the City of Beverly Hills. Our merchants advised that they had seen a significant increase in cash purchases as well as the frequent use of EDD cards.
I'm pleased to report there were a total of 111 recommendations. Of those recommendations, we've already completed 22 of them. We are meeting weekly with the governor's office and the agency to ensure that these are all being done swiftly.
Some of us were talking about the fact there's a music video on the web with 400,000 views on how easy it is to defraud the EDD. Are you aware of this?
Yes.
And still no concrete answers from EDD other than there is an active fraud investigation. The agency has not responded to our many requests for an on-camera interview, and it's refusing to tell us how widespread this fraud is and how much money has been lost.
Since the beginning, when we started to see this combination of EDD, guns and drugs. You know, this is a very concerning combination.
Roseville police have arrested a man they believe to be the leader of a big crime ring.
Today we took down an EDD fraud ring involving gang members and people who are currently in state prison for long prison sentences.
The 29 people who were indicted, some of them showed up via Zoom to their arraignment in a Monterey County courtroom.
We became the magnet for fraud, this state, out-of-state inmates in Florida.
Federal investigators broke up an unemployment fraud ring that targeted California's Employment Development Department among several other states.
Cops from New York are saying, oh yeah, they're all coming to California to do this because it was so easy.
Charging documents state they operated out of 2 different apartments in Hyattsville, Maryland over the last year. Investigators caught some of the transactions from ATM cameras.
We had an informant actually log on to a computer and show us how easy it is to go on the website of EDD.
This channel is saying that they advertise tutorials along with methods to create fraudulent documents and the sale of fulls, which is a term for a package of personally identifiable information, somebody's name, their social security number typically, could be date of birth, address, just an easy, convenient package for fledgling criminals to purchase at low cost that they can then use to commit fraud.
The economy's booming, but they didn't realize what it was booming with, fraudulent money. And then we have our local government, you know, the mayor here, Eric Garcetti, Gavin Newsom, the governor, he's well aware of what was happening.
Would you have any idea how much money taxpayers have lost due to some of these fraudulent claims?
No, that's not something that we track.
Okay, that's a little frustrating.
It's going to be in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah, it will.
We have multiple criminal rings stealing from tens of thousands of people's identities, from bank accounts, from personal property, and your department has been silent. And your department has been silent. You're saying you don't want to. Of course, we don't want to tell fraudsters how to do their job. They're already doing their job. But you're not warning the public on the level of fraud that's happening. You've given no detail on the types of crimes that are being committed against people so that people can be aware of what to look out for.
We've done a lot of public messaging as well as in our news release every Thursday.
And this is information that KCRA3 investigates and state lawmakers have been trying to get for weeks. EDD says it has frozen 693,000 claims. However, it's still trying to figure out which ones of those are legitimate and which ones are not.
I'm going to say it right here, but I'm sure there's been at least over $1 billion of fraud. I don't know what that number is, but strikes me it's something that someone ought to investigate.
I remember discussing with my staff whether I should even put the B number out there, because I was pretty sure that the fraud was at least $1 billion, and I felt comfortable enough to say that. We had no idea that the fraud would be at least 10 times that amount and coming.
This is bureaucratic criminal negligence.
The director of California's Employment Development Department, or EDD, is retiring. Sharon Hilliard has worked at EDD for 37 years.
In an email to staff today, she said, "I have been committed to seeing the EDD through the most challenging times in the department's history, but I believe I can now retire knowing that the EDD is on a great path to success."
And just today, Governor Newsom was asked about the issues people are having getting access to their unemployment benefits.
And while the governor did not mention the EDD director by name, he did recognize the issues that the department has had over the past few months.
We are very cognizant about the need not only address the situational challenge, but also address the medium and long-term challenges to once and for all fix the EDD system. And so that, I can assure you, is underway.
I tried to get EDD audits and tried to get accountability committees to take a look. And quite frankly, there was, I believe, a protectionist attitude by the majority party, because the governor in times past really stepped in and had members of our audit committee kill audits that might embarrass the administration. I've seen that firsthand.
This is KCRA3 News at 6.
We begin with the KCRA3 investigation into the growing evidence of potential widespread fraud with EDD payments. Tonight, state lawmakers are calling for an emergency audit.
They either have this information or they don't. If they haven't, disgorge it right now. If they don't, shame on them for not having the technology, the ability, and the expertise to find out the answers to our questions.